From the land down under, with the rock at its centre, comes the little Aussie Watchman. Dear all, I've been off the wall. The watchman is called to stand on the wall and watch out for trouble. My time off the wall has been during a great attack of the enemy against the throngs of humanity upon the earth. While it doesn't compare to the Great World Wars or the death rate of the Spanish flu, it has given us insights into our collective prophetic future. While I have been off the wall, the enemy has come in like a flood. I have regrouped and now I'm ready to raise a standard once again. The benefit of not commentating on COVID in the last 6 months is that I haven't been banned yet. So I guess there is that. COVID and the response to COVID has given us unique insights into the destructive power of man's creativity and unsettling glimpses of a world controlled by fear and by the wiles of those in authority. Despite nearly a year of ridiculing the idea that COVID was man-made, it is becoming increasingly obvious that this viral menace was cooked up in a laboratory. The fact it was first discovered 200 metres from the Wuhan laboratory, which was known to be performing gain-of-function experiments on the horseshoe-backed coronavirus, is probably the best evidence for it. The clear Chinese cover-up of the seriousness of the virus would be a close second. There are a number of potential reasons, the chief among them being an accidental release of an experimental virus or bioweapon. It would seem strange that the Chinese would release a virus on purpose in their own country, next to the laboratory that produced it. If it was released on purpose, then I'd point the finger at the US, planting the virus close to the laboratory and then blaming the Chinese, albeit I have no evidence of that. The response to COVID closely follows the meaning behind the haunting words, "Never let a good crisis go to waste." While the origin of this is unclear, both Winston Churchill and later Rahm Emanuel, Chief of Staff under Obama, have used it and have been credited for it. Rahm added the kicker. And what I mean by that, it's an opportunity to do things you think you could not do before. And that kicker has been aimed at the collective neck of free humanity for the last 12 months. It paved the way for the massive influx of fake ballots in the US 2020 election that allowed the wholesale slaughter of democracy in that nation and installed a fake president who has pushed hard for mandatory vaccinations. Of course, other less free nations, which include my beloved Australia, have been streets ahead in the implementation of the structural, digital and policing of a virtual police state. Mandatory vaccinations have led to mandatory checking, which have led to mandatory tracking, which have led to coerced consent, have led to unable to do business without the mark. It is a perpetual tunnel where the light at the end of the tunnel seems to be getting further and further away. In Sweden, your vaccination passport can be attached to a chip placed in your hand. In Victoria, Australia, you cannot enter a large hardware store or retail centre without showing your vaccine passport on your phone. COVID has become the opportunity to do things our government would not have been able to do prior. Their authoritarian streak is becoming a stench to our nostrils. Make no mistake, this is global, this is authoritarian, this is dangerous. And while it may not have been planned out by a human mind, the dark spiritual powers that are guiding this attack against free humanity are orchestrated, their planning synced, and their goals becoming clearer and clearer. Enslaving free humanity and leaving us to the wiles of our fallen leader is part of that plan. It is time to cry out for mercy and justice from a faithful God. Let us go to the enemy's camp and take back our freedoms.